When was the last news story that really shook you to your core? A lot of people talk about the experience of remembering exactly where they were and what they were doing when big news stories have come out. On September 11th, 2001, I was 4 years old, and I don't remember what I was doing that day, but I have heard the exact story of where I was and of what I was doing time and time again that I could probably tell it with a decent bit of accuracy. That exact moment in time was a time that seemed to catch the entire nation off guard. A moment where everything seemed to stand still, and for a little while it felt like the whole world was crumbling around us. A time where many of us might have cried out in lament together. When we lament over what we see in the news, what do we do with that information? I know for me, it usually makes great conversation with other people, and surely it does. This type of large-scale lament of catastrophic events like war and terror, natural disaster and hunger are unfortunately nothing new. When the Israelites heard bad news, they didn't just small chat about it. They poured their hearts out to God in a form of worship. They wrote prayers and songs and beautiful stanzas of poetry in the form of the Psalms. This week, we read one of those Psalms, Psalm 44, where the author is angry at God for letting all of the things that happened to their nation happen. Yet, even at the end of this psalm, the author says, "Redeem us for the sake of your steadfast love." Even when it seems like our world is crumbling around us, we pray this prayer with the psalmist today. Redeem us for the sake of your steadfast love. God's dream of redemption is always being realized. When we see or read the news, we cry out to God because so often we know that the God that we worship is full of redemption, that the God that we worship is full of reconciling, of making all things new, all things. What would it look like if that was the approach that we took to lament over the big societal shifts in our world today? If when we saw whatever the next news story that we lament is, what if we cried out to the God who we know has steadfast love to redeem even us?